Alright, cosecant of 4 pi over 3. That's the next question, and we know the reference angle. It says right there it's pi over 3. So pi over 3, you can see it right there. So I just need to find cosecant of pi over 3. Now cosecant is not on the chart. It's actually sine. This is the reciprocal of sine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find sine of pi over 3, and then I'll just flip it. So sine of pi over 3, so here's pi over 3, sine is on the right. So root 3 over 2, so I'll flip that to 2 over root 3, because I'm doing the reciprocal. So my answer is just going to be 2 over root 3. Now I don't actually like that because I don't like the square root on the bottom. So I'm going to get 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is just 3. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so we got that part out of the way. Now I need to know if it's positive or negative. I am dealing in 3s, so I'm going to make this a 3 pi over 3 because that's just 1 pi, and 6 pi over 3 because that is 2 pi. And I'm dealing with 4. Now 4 is definitely less than 6, but it's just 1 more than 3. So I'm going to go like this, just a little bit past here. This is past 3 pi over 3. This would be my 4 pi over 3. It's 1 past it. So I am in that quadrant, so C-A-S-T. So tangent is positive, or I guess cotangent, but tangent's positive, everything else is negative, so these need to be negative. Because I am not a tangent, I am actually a sine that's been flipped. So that's that. Let's keep going on to the next one. So secant is 7 pi over 6. My reference angle for this will be the pi over 6. Secant is the flip or the reciprocal of cosine. So I'm going to find pi over 6, I'm going to find cosine, and then I'm going to flip it. So cosine, here's pi over 6, cosine is right here, root 3 over 2. So I'll flip it to 2 over root 3. 2 over root 3. And this is just like the last one. I didn't want a square root on the bottom. It's identical actually. So on the top I'll get a 2 root 3, and the bottom I'll get a square root of 9, which is just a 3. Okay, but I need to now do my, whether this is positive or negative. So this would be 6 pi over 6. This would be 12 pi over 6. That's still 1, that's still 2. And 7 is just a little bit more than 6. So I'm going here 6, 7 to a little bit more. So there's 7 pi over 6. And C-A-S-T, this is the tan quadrant. I happen to be a cosine. So I'm not tangent, therefore my answer must be negative. So hopefully now you're kind of seeing a rhythm for all of these things. Start with a reference angle and then find out what the number is and then find out whether it's positive or negative. So the reference angle right here is pi over 4. Cosecant, that is the flip or reciprocal of sine. So I'll find pi over 4 and I'll find sine and then I'll flip it. So here's pi over 4, sine's on the right, and I'll flip it, so 2 over root 2. 2 over root 2. And I don't want the square root of 2 on the bottom, so I'll times both sides by root 2. So I'll get, on the top, I'll get a 2 root 2 all over on the bottom. It's going to be the square root of 4, which is 2. And then actually the 2's can cancel, so you're just dealing with a root 2. Okay, so now I need to see whether or not it's positive or negative. So I'm dealing with 4's, so this is 4 pi over 4, and this is 8 pi over 4. That is going to be, 5 pi over 4 is going to be a little bit past this. So there's 5 pi, comes right after 4 pi, and I will be in the T quadrant. Yeah, I'm in the tan quadrant, but I am not a tan, I am a sine, so I make mine negative. Alright, let's keep going here. Ooh, these are the ones I really like, these ones, because we are now going past 360 degrees. We're going past 2 pi. So I mean, 360 is same as 2 pi, and in 3's, that's 6 pi over 3. Well, I'm 7 pi over 3. I'm past 2 pi. So when you graph these things, you're like, so this one's, oh, this is past 360 degrees. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to change the question, and I'm going to find a coterminal angle there. So I'll have 7 pi over 3, and I'll minus a 6 pi over 3 to leave me with just a 1 pi over 3. So I did 7 pi over 3, that's my angle, and I minus 2 pi, right? Because we want to add or subtract 360 degrees. I'm subtracting it. So I actually have 7 pi over 3 minus 6 pi over 3. That's getting a 2 pi, getting a common denominator. So timesing by 3, timesing by 3. And then this is a 1 pi over 3. So I'm actually finding secant of pi over 3. So the same thing now applies. This is my new question. So my reference angle is pi over 3. So I look at my reference angle, pi over 3, and I'm dealing with secant, that's a cos. So I'm finding cosine, and I'm finding pi over 3. So here's pi over 3, cosine is on the left, it's a half, and then I have to flip it. So it's 2 over 1. So I'm going to get a 2 over 1. And then the question is it positive or negative? Well, it's actually going to be in the all quadrant here, because this is one of the ones we know. It's on the chart. Like if you look at there, I'll go up to it. Pi over 3 is on the chart. We're not off it. We're not doing anything past this. So all of my answers are positive, and that's because it's in the, you can see here, it's in the A quadrant, which is why everything in this thing is positive. So I don't actually need to do anything with that. It is already a positive number because it's inside. We just read it right off the list. So that is my answer, which is going to be the same because I found it's coterminal. My same answer will be over here. Now I realize that this is quite complicated, so I'll do cotangent one here. I'll do the next one, and hopefully you can see the pattern between these two. And then the other three we'll do on another video. So I realize here, same time here, I realize that this is past what I need. So I've got 13 pi over 6. This is, 2 pi is 12 pi over 6. That's 2 pi. I'm already past that. I've gone past 360 degrees. So I'm going to minus a 2 pi from that. So I got 13 pi over 6 minus 2 pi. Now 2 pi is going to be, with a common denominator, 12 pi over 6. Right, because I get a common denominator, times 6 times 6. And it leaves me with pi over 6. So really what I'm finding is cotangent of pi over 6. That's what I'm really finding. Now, pi over 6 is right on my chart, so I can look at pi over 6. That's my reference angle. And it's actually on the chart. I don't even need a reference angle. I can write it here, but because it is pi over 6, but it's just on the chart. I can just read it. So tangent, I'll have to flip it, but I'm finding tangent of pi over 6. And then I can flip that. So tangent of pi over 6. Here's pi over 6. Tangent is 1 over root 3. And then I'll flip it. So root 3 over 1. I flip it because it's cotangent. So root 3 over 1. And it's a positive because I read pi over 6 is right off the chart. I don't have to do anything with it. And because I found the answer there and it's coterminal, I can just copy my answer up here. I don't need to write the 1. So hopefully you can understand what I did there. I realized that both of these were past, so I subtracted 2 pi. And I did that, and I ended up getting 6 pi over 3 or 12 pi over 6. And in any case, I ended up getting just a number that was right on the chart. So I just read it off the chart. So I went secant of pi over 3, read it off the chart. Cotangent pi over 6, read it off the chart. And because it was right in the chart, all of my answers are positive because they're all in the A quadrant. I didn't have to do anything there, and I could just copy my answers up above. So those are one of the most complicated ones. I will zoom out here. There is some more practice in the worksheets that would be definitely helpful, but we still have 3 more questions to do, and we'll do those in the next video.